Well, now it's time to get a little practice with our images, so let's go back to our website project that we were working on before. We still have our HTML files that we built in the earlier chapters, and we're going to need some images. So what I'd like to do is just go to the Chapter 4 folder. I'm going to grab the images folder right out of here and drag it into my website project folder. And now we're going to be using those images for our website. I'll start with the home page. First, I'll open it up in the browser. And then I'll also open it up inside my text application. And we can see that we left off with some styling. We've got a little list and some links at the top that we're using to set the file up. All I really want to do is drop some of the images in that we have to spice these pages up. So let's add a couple of pictures to our home page. I'll go down to the images folder and we'll pick out which ones. I'm going to use the Golden Gate picture. Very nice one of the overview of the city. And we've got another one for Golden Gate Fog that we'll add at the bottom. I'll just go over to my document and we'll scroll down to the content. And I'm just going to add those images right in line here with the text. First, I'll add a space at the beginning of that paragraph, and we'll add our first image tag. We need a source attribute, and the source is going to start with images because we still have our images folder there. And the file name is golden-gate.jpg. And of course we want to set this up properly, so we're going to add a width and height attribute as well. I'll just go back down to my files so we can figure out how big this one is. It says down here it's 300 by 200. So I'll just add that in the width and height attributes of my tag. It's also a good form to include an alt text tag, so I'm going to include that as well. Alt equals, and I'll just put in here San Francisco from the air. We'll close off my tag, and remember this is a self-closing tag with no contents. And let's save our changes and see what that looks like. With image content, our page is already looking a little bit better. Let's add the other picture down here at the bottom. I'll speed things up a bit by selecting the image tag that I just made and copying it. And then we'll go down below the last paragraph and add another picture in. For this one, I'd like to use the Golden Gate and Fog picture. Let me go ahead and look up the size of that while we're here, 200 by 267. And we'll just change the source and the width and height and alt tags to match. This is going to be Golden Gate-Fog picture this time. We'll adjust the sizes. And I'll put in a new alt tag. Let's save our changes. And we can see our other image added to the bottom. Now, I'm not going to do anything with alignment at this point because we're going to be adjusting that on our project site when we get to the CSS folder. But one more thing that I can do with the home page here is I can add the logo at the top. Remember that we added that header section before, and so far it only includes our navigation list of links. But I'll just go right above that nav and I'll add in the logo. It's going to be another image tag, so we can probably speed things up by copying and pasting again. And let's look up our logo file. I'm going to use the PNG that we created, and that's 350 by 100 in size, and the name is logo.png. So we'll just make those adjustments here. I'll first change the source. I'll change the width and height. And I'll change the alt tag as well. We'll save our changes. And now we should have a page with our nice logo at the top, our links, and our other elements, and our page is definitely ready for some formatting with CSS. Now for practice, I want you to go and grab the other images and put them on the other pages. Once again, through the magic of video, I've jumped ahead and finished off my files, so when you finish your practice, you should end up with something like this. Of course, we had our home page finished out, but now when I click through the rest of the pages, you can see that images have been added. And some of the pages, like the cable car page, I've added 2 images on it, one at the top and one at the bottom, just like we did on our home page. My Chinatown page has that nice lantern picture that we made a JPEG of. Our Fisherman's Wharf has the Fisherman's Wharf sign. And of course, we've got the Pier 39 page. And all of my pages have the logo up here at the top for branding. And that'll set our site up ready for the next lesson, where we're going to talk about CSS basics.